Hey guys, it's Jennifer here again. Today I'm going to show you how I set up my Erin Condren Life Planner. As I talked about yesterday when I did my video on my notebook, my Life Planner is really where I keep all my family to-dos, whereas my notebook is just my personal one. So this one's going to kind of have definitely a different setup and a lot more into it. So we're going to start off with, this is the Erin Condren Life Planner. Again, just like the last video, I will have a link down below with my referral link to where you can get $10 off the Life Planner. I highly recommend this Life Planner. I have been through many different calendars, and nothing keeps me as organized as this one does. And as you can see when I go through it, with all the different possibilities of how you can set it up and everything, it's really kind of fun to keep organized, and so that was a big motivation for me. So the design I have is the party pops in white background. When you go to the website, you will see the party pops, and it has a black background. And if you look at the little image there, right underneath it is a little tiny square with black, and then right next to it is one with white, and that's how you can choose this background. I got it with our family name, the Cabreras, and then each of our individual names right along here, just the way it comes. I didn't change the font, I didn't change the color, I didn't do anything there. Okay, first thing, right here, for those of you who have not seen the Erin Condren Life Planner before, right here is normally a thing that says, "This is my life," to where you can put your name, address, all of that information. I actually poorly, my washi tape's coming up, washied in 2 postcards that I gotten in my January Birchbox, which say "Hello 2014" and "Note to self, be awesome." I just thought this kind of jazzed it up and gave me a little kind of boost in my mood every time I saw it. I did remove my pouch from last year's planner and just kind of stuck it in here. It is, just kind of snapped in there. So in this one I keep just a couple stickers, a little paper clip, and some little washi tape samples, just so I have it with me wherever I go. On the very first cover page of this, I keep a little to-do list, post-it note, and some washi samples that I got in the mail from a friend. Okay, and now we're going to get into the very first section is the special dates section for birthdays and anniversaries. I have not done anything with this yet. I will be repurposing it, but I'm not sure what I'm going to change it to yet. But for those of you who have a lot of happenings here, you can have list all your birthdays, anniversaries on each month throughout the year. The next thing that she has here is a 2013-2014 overview. I don't really utilize this too much except for marking little personal things down. If you are female, then you know what I'm talking about. But other than that, I haven't really utilized this too much either. Okay, so the next thing we get into is the monthly view. I'm actually going to fast forward to April, where we're at now, just because I did get this in March, but I haven't really utilized it too much until this month. So just like in my notebook, I probably will go back. As you can see, I tried to do it here, but I didn't want to lose some of these dates. So what I'll probably do is print off a monthly calendar and just washi it in over this, so I can still view this if I want to reminisce, but also still use this for an entire year. Okay, so let's get down to this month so I can show you how I set it up. The Erin Condren Life Planner starts off each month with an overview, with a monthly overview like this, and this is kind of what I call my dashboard. I really keep all of the happenings, all of the to-dos, the big stuff in this, little reminders to myself, things like that, so that when I'm planning doctor's appointments or planning events and things, I can see if I already have something big booked on that day. And so you can see I have my Bible studies when my kids had the STAR test. My husband and I are going tonight to see, tomorrow night to see the Arcade Fire concert. When my son has his band practices, when my other son has his robotics practice after school, my friends' birthdays when there's no school, things like that. I also will keep like monthly to-dos in here, things that I want to remember, things that I want to do, and my monthly views. And I've kind of in my notebook how I changed it to the personal and biblical goals. I've changed these into personal goals and monthly bills, so I can remember what I need to pay and everything. And in this particular month, I'm actually trying to save money and not doing any frivolous spending such as washi tape or anything like that for my planner. Just so I put that really big so that I could remember it here. And then on the weekly views, this is kind of where we get into the meat of my planner, where my planner really thrives and flourishes. And so what I will do is each week on Sunday night, I will go through and take anything that is here on my calendar and go ahead and place it in my weekly goals. So my Bible studies have been moved here. The kids had the writing star when our payday was, things like that. Really just scoot those on over here. And then any other time that I have that is not filled up with to-dos or with events, that is where I will go in and put in my daily to-do list. Just anything that needs to get done, laundry, Bibles. This is where I was kind of copying in from my notebook, and I've actually changed that. You know what? In fact, let me switch over to this current week so you can see what I'm talking about. So this current week is where we are, and I have moved over all of the things that were in the monthly view. My son's band practice, our concert, robotics, my Bible study, all of that has been moved over here. And now what I will do is, now I can see kind of how my day is going to plan out. Then I can add in the to-dos that I need to do around the house. So I've added in here that I need to start that, remember to start that Bible study this week, and remember to start my book as we're in my notebook. I also needed to remember last night to put the dinner in the crock pot. Tomorrow I have a couple to-do lists to do. So just little things like that. And the way it works for me is that way I know kind of what time frame I have that day for my daily to-dos, for my household duties and things like that. I can kind of see, am I going to be out all evening at a concert? Am I going to be out most of the morning at a Bible study? You know, do the kids have something big that are coming up that I need to get their stuff ready for? Things like that. This bottom section down here, I'm actually still kind of playing with. As you can see here on last week, I do have a son that is a type 1 diabetic, and he is only 10 years old. So him keeping up his own log is kind of a challenge right now. He also has Asperger's, and so he is very forgetful. So things like his blood sugar logs, I need to be able to see what he is doing at a glance, kind of see where he's at in his health and things, and be able to translate that to the doctor. So what I was doing was each day in this night section, just kind of giving this section to him and copying down his blood sugar log for the day, and any notes about it. So this day he was up at 5 a.m. because he was excited about his STAR test. He's totally weird. He's the only kid I know that gets excited about state testing. And then over here, you know, lots of exercise because we went to an ice skating birthday party that day, and just little notes like that. I am finding that, as selfish as this may sound, it is kind of confusing to me to have all of my plans in these sections when there's a morning, day, and night section. So this week, what I was just playing around with was, instead of keeping his log here, keeping his log in a separate log book that's actually came with his meter, and then actually keeping my evening times here, and most of my evening times is actually just TV, but keeping this as an actual planner. I don't know if I'll stick with it. I kind of enjoyed having his blood sugars right here, so that when we did go to the doctor's appointment, I only had to bring this. I didn't have to bring a separate book, but we'll see. The other thing that I'm doing is keeping track of my daily water count. As I said in my notebook video, That is one thing that I'm trying to do, is to drink more water, to be more conscious of my health. And so these stickers are actually from a woman named Jennifer Plotner, and she has a Facebook page called Organized Stickers, and she made those. So they are actually helping me a lot. Ooh, camera did not want to focus. Okay, the other thing that we're doing in here is I have a weekly memory verse for my kids that I'm keeping up with them, and actually it goes with the ABCs. And so last week's was Joshua 24:15, and it's the A verse. It's, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." And so next week's verse, or this week's verse rather, it changes on Wednesday, so that's why I say next week. It's going to be 1 Thessalonians 5:11. I actually haven't memorized that yet, but I do know that it starts with the letter B. So, yeah, I guess the rest of the planner is just, this is kind of, like I said, how I set up my monthly and my weekly. I'm sorry if it seems like I'm kind of bouncing all over the place. It's kind of hard to explain your system to somebody else. But that's how I set up my monthly and my weekly. The rest of the planner that I actually use is, let's flip all the way back to the back. They do have note pages in here. And so the other thing that I'm doing is I'm part of several different Facebook groups, which are kind of like garage sale groups for our local area. And so what I will post is anything that I have listed for sale, when I listed it, how much it was, and if I sold it. I got that idea from Jen DeFore in our We Love EC group. And I'm really liking keeping track of it. Obviously, I just started this, and I haven't sold anything yet. Actually, I did sell that book. I need to mark it down. But this just kind of keeps up with what I've listed. Sometimes those posts get kind of buried, and it's kind of hard to keep up with when you posted something and where you posted it and all of that stuff. So I'm keeping that in here. I really haven't used any of the other notebook pages back here. I'm not sure if I will or what I will use them for, but they do have that in here for those of you that would utilize those. They do also have some blank pages back here, which are great if you doodle when you're on the phone, or if you just need to write down random notes, things like that. They do have a contact information page back here where I keep my school phone numbers for the kids, Texas Children's number so I can reach them with my son, his doctor's offices right there, our pediatrician, his school nurse's direct line, and also the number for his insulin pump. So that's easy to have back there in case I need it. They do come with plenty of planner stickers. You may have seen some of them as I was going through my monthly view. They do have a whole page of birthday stickers, and then just different events, doctor's appointments, hair appointments, games, day off, things like that. There were some sales stickers, payday, vacation, all right here, things like that, just to kind of help you keep more organized. These are actually my favorite. They're the blank ones, and that way I can just kind of stick it in there and write what I need on there. And she does provide plenty of those, and you can also purchase more if you would like, if you need more. She also has a, I keep saying she, that's Erin Condren who designed this planner. She also keeps a double-sided Keep It Together folder in here, and I just keep kind of any happenings that are going on, anything that I need, information for my son, things like that, just things that I don't want to lose and that I need to be able to reference in there. And then back here, the final thing is actually the pouch that comes with the planner. This one is still stuck in here. I have not clipped it out. This is where I keep any, oh, I didn't realize there were addresses. Whenever I get a gift from somebody in the mail, I clip off their address off the envelope and keep it in here, and that way I have their address when I want to send a thank you. And so I got a bunch of those yesterday. I need to send thank yous out. I also keep like our tickets for our concert in here, anything that I need to be able to access that I don't want falling out from in here. Obviously I wouldn't keep my tickets in here because I don't want them to fall out. And so, yeah, the last thing is just a year overview for 2015-2016, and that is my life planner. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask me, and I will leave all the appropriate information down below. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.